Microsoft just officially rebranded Xbox Live into something else, and there is a massive rumor swirling around the internet about Xbox Game Pass and a new service that might be joining it and a whole bunch of games later at the end of the year. There's a lot here we need to talk about, so let's get into it. What is going on, guys? It's Randall Thor 19, the man with the million, back again with yet another video. I hope everyone's having a great day, and if you guys can do me a huge favor, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and please hit that notification bell if you haven't already. Thank you so much for checking out the video. The support has been amazing. I would imagine if you gathered a whole bunch of different people together and asked them what the best thing about Xbox was, the vast majority of those people would say Game Pass for sure. Everybody talks about Game Pass. Last week, Microsoft announced that Outriders would be launching in the service on April 1st. Octopath Traveler is going to be day one in the service this week, which surprised a lot of people considering its ties to the Nintendo Switch. And Microsoft has an indie showcase this Friday where we're expecting a whole bunch of new games to be announced and be included into Game Pass on day one. I think it's the best thing Microsoft has going for it. And a little bit later on in this video, we're going to be talking about the massive rumor about a big company potentially joining Game Pass in the future and how the economics of all that works. But first, we absolutely have to talk about the huge news that dropped a couple hours ago regarding Xbox Live being rebranded into something else, and a lot of people have mixed feelings on this. Me personally, I think Xbox Live is an iconic name, it's an iconic brand. People know what it is when you talk about it, especially in the console space, and I think this is more a debranding rather than a rebranding, but let's get into the facts. So over at The Verge, Tom Warren got an official comment from Microsoft regarding this, and it starts out by saying Microsoft is rebranding Xbox Live to Xbox Network. Instances of the new branding started appearing in the Xbox dashboard recently for beta testers, with clips being uploaded to Xbox Network instead of Xbox Live. Microsoft has now confirmed the name change. Quote, Xbox Network refers to the underlying Xbox Online service, which was updated in the Microsoft Service Agreement, says a Microsoft spokesperson in a statement to The Verge. Quote, the update from Xbox Live to Xbox Network is intended to distinguish the underlying service from Xbox Live Gold memberships. Microsoft has used Xbox Live to refer to its underlying Xbox service since the service's original launch 18 years ago. Larry Herb, better known as Major Nelson, has been known as Xbox Live's Major Nelson for years, but Herb now refers to himself as Xbox's Major Nelson. Hints at a name change originally appeared back in August after Microsoft updated its services agreement. At the time, Microsoft said it wasn't rebranding the service and had no plans to discontinue Xbox Live Gold. Instead, Microsoft went on to announce a price hike for Xbox Live Gold that the company was forced to quickly reverse. Now, I understand why Microsoft is making this rebranding, or debranding as I call it, but personally, I kind of don't like it. I understand the reasonings for sure, and I'll explain that in a minute, but Xbox Live is iconic to me. It's an iconic brand. It's something that I've been using since 2004, back on the original Xbox with Halo 2. When I think of playing online, my first thought is Xbox Live, not Xbox Network. I think of all the friends I've made over the course of years on Xbox Live, the messages they would send me being like, hey, when are you going to be on? And I would reply, I'll be on live at noon. Xbox Live meant something to those gamers who beta tested it all the way back during the original Xbox and who played Halo 2 all the time, who joined Xbox Live during the 360 era. It meant something. It was an iconic brand, and to see it sort of rebranded to Xbox Network with not even a capital N is just a little sad to me. But I totally understand why Microsoft is making this change, because there are a lot of people who don't access Xbox Live anymore because the console is just one way to get into the Xbox ecosystem, to play those games and download Xbox Game Pass and everything associated with it. So there's plenty of new gamers who are going to discover Xbox through the PC, perhaps iOS and Android mobile phones and tablets, through smart apps on the TV, who will have no conception of what Xbox Live is because they won't have to subscribe to that service to play multiplayer games. They're just going to use the Xbox Network. So I understand the change for those reasons. So all those underlying services that everybody uses that people refer to as Xbox Live, those are now going to be referred to as Xbox Network. However, the subscription service you pay for to access multiplayer and party chat and games with gold and all that stuff, they are keeping that as Xbox Live Gold memberships. But I do think this is the first step into eventually removing Xbox Live Gold fold completely, whether it's in 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years. And yes, it's a very similar naming scheme to what PlayStation has. Their underlying services are called the PlayStation Network, and their subscription service is PlayStation Plus. You don't subscribe to PlayStation Network, you subscribe to PlayStation Plus, and it's basically the same thing here. You aren't subscribing to Xbox Network because plenty of people won't on the PC and mobile and those TV apps. What you subscribe to is Xbox Live Gold, so that's why the rebranding makes sense. So let me know what you think about the rebranding in the comments below. Do you wish they kept Xbox Live? Are you okay with Xbox Network with the lowercase n? Make your voice heard in the comments below. I'm interested in seeing what people have to say about this. Now next up, we have to talk about Xbox Game Pass. It's been on fire recently. Outriders added day one, Octopath Traveler coming to the service as well. There's even rumors out there that Microsoft is going to pursue even more bigger AAA games for day one on Game Pass, and we have this rumor that keeps on popping up that myself and Jez Corden have talked about for quite some time now, dating back to last year, about the eventuality of Ubisoft adding their games to Game Pass. And this rumor comes to us once again from Jeff Grubb. So this article on Game Rant starts off by saying the Xbox Game Pass rumors keep on rolling, with the latest rumors suggesting that Xbox is looking to add another subscription package to the service. Doing so would add another 100 plus games to the value-friendly service, but raises questions of pricing among many gamers. Back in the summer of 2018, Xbox made a statement by adding 5 new first-party studios at its E3 press conference that year. This not only meant new exclusive titles for the platform, but more games from these studios were being made available on Game Pass. 20 games from Bethesda were also recently brought to Game Pass following the Xbox acquisition of ZeniMax Media. Microsoft continues in its quest to add games to its popular subscription service, and industry insider Jeff Grubb has suggested Ubisoft may be the next in line. This does not mean Microsoft is looking to buy Ubisoft. It means Xbox might be adding Ubisoft Plus to Game Pass. For those who don't know, Ubisoft Plus is a subscription very much like Game Pass, where subscribers pay a monthly fee for limited access to Ubisoft's catalog of games. Formerly known as Uplay Plus, this service hosts over 100 games, which would dramatically increase the number of available titles in Game Pass should the rumors prove to be true. This move would not be unprecedented. Xbox added EA Play to Game Pass Ultimate in September of 2020. The subscription service from Electronic Arts added a lot of value to Game Pass with games demos and other perks on console and eventually PC. The industry expects the addition of Ubisoft Plus to work much the same way, though concerns about pricing have been dividing the players on the issue. At the time of writing, the standard Game Pass subscription costs $10 per month, while Game Pass Ultimate charges $15 per month. The Ultimate subscription includes Xbox Live Gold, Game Pass for console and PC, as well as access to EA Play. In terms of content per dollar, Xbox Game Pass is arguably the best deal in the gaming industry today. But all this value has many players beginning to wonder where the value price breaking point lies. With all these additions to the service, when will Xbox increase the price of Game Pass? So this Ubisoft Plus rumor keeps on popping up. We talked about it last year on the Xbox 2 podcast. Myself and Jez Corden have heard rumblings about this for quite some time. And yes, I do believe this deal will be made official, but it probably won't be announced until later in the year. But I expect Ubisoft Plus, or at least the back catalog of Ubisoft titles like the older Assassin's Creeds, the Far Cry's, the Rainbow Sixes, to be added into Xbox Game Pass probably around the 1-year anniversary of EA Play joining the service, so sometime in November. It should be no surprise to anybody that Microsoft is spending a ton of money trying to acquire deals to bolster Xbox Game Pass to make sure that no matter where you game, whether it's consoles, PC, or mobile, or on your TV via smart app, that the only subscription service that's worthy of your money is Xbox Game Pass. And how they do that is by putting high quality indie titles in the service, bigger AAA games day one like Outriders, which I think won't be the last one of its kind, and then adding EA Play games, adding Ubisoft games, but then the icing on the cake will eventually be the additions of all the games that Xbox Game Studios are making: Halo Infinite, Starfield, Forza Horizon 5, Fable, Avowed, Perfect Dark, Gears 6, etc., etc. The list is going to keep on growing, and when we get to 2022 and 2023, Microsoft might have a huge game in the service like every other month to keep people interested and keep people subscribed to Xbox Game Pass. Now, a lot of the big time Xbox and Game Pass detractors out there will all say the same thing. Game Pass is just a bunch of old games. Microsoft can't keep this up much longer because they're losing so much money. Game Pass isn't making any, etc., etc. But Sarah Bond had an interesting interview over at Forbes that discussed the economics of Game Pass and why it just works. Speaking as a part of a wide-ranging feature on Forbes, Microsoft executive Sarah Bond said that the many additional monetization opportunities in gaming were a differentiator between Game Pass and on-demand video services like Netflix. Unlike on video streaming platform, Game Pass users continue spending money via in-game transactions, expansion content, and the purchase of additional games, Bond said. According to the executive, Game Pass subscribers spend on average 20% more time playing games, play 30% more games, and play 40% more genres. Quote, when you subscribe to a channel that enables you to watch video like Netflix, that's kind of the end of the monetization cycle that you have with that piece of content. In gaming, it's the opposite. There are items that you can buy in the game. There are extensions you can buy. There's a next franchise you can purchase. There are other genres that you can leap to. Bond also added that there are 200 million people who buy a console, and there are 3 billion people who play games. Today, a lot of those people don't have the option to play many of these amazing experiences and iconic games that you see. When you really look at what we're doing with Xbox Game Pass, is we're making that possible by linking that to a subscription and putting our streaming into subscription. We're able to make the economies of all that work. It used to be that Microsoft had to go out to developers and publishers and convince them about joining Xbox Game Pass. Everybody had worries that it would kill sales of games, but now the tune has changed. Now developers and publishers are coming to Microsoft to put their game on Game Pass to the point where there's even a waiting list. Everybody wants to be on Game Pass because the data proves that it doesn't stop sales. In fact, people are spending more money on gaming than ever before on Xbox because of Game Pass. So let me know what you think about this Xbox Game Pass rumor and Xbox Live officially becoming Xbox Network with the lowercase n in the comments below. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, and please hit that notification bell if you want to be notified immediately whenever I drop a video like this. Please share this out on social media or tell a friend about the channel. If you want to take your support even further, you can always hit the join button where you will get access to emotes and channel badges for the Xbox 2 podcast we do every single Friday with Jez Corden from Windows Central. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I truly appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one. Later, guys.